What goes down must come up, or something to that effect. Barometer's back up to 29.5 and rising after getting down close to 29 inches yesterday. This looks pretty chilly outside. Are we going out? We have a Mitt sighting. Mitt, would you like to come out with us? How about you, T-Rex? They don't know how cold it is. Are we going out? Of course we're going out. Look at that fur coat you have. Come on, Steve. Not in a hurry though, are you? I guess we can be not in a hurry Monday. Of course we're going out. We go out every day, out the door after 3 jumps. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Yes. Look at that. No problem, right? Anybody else? Saw Mitt. Oh my goodness, there goes Mitt. That's different. Steve's like the last one. Come on, Steve. There he goes. They're all going to want to go in before we're done. Almost guarantee that. Yep. Here it comes. Mitt. All right, Mitt. Come on. Find your way through there. Yep. Mitt's done. One and done. Steve is in his position. Rex is going to take care of business on the frozen tundra. Bird feeder is just swaying out there. This is what happens after a bomb cyclone goes over your region. Yesterday, I may have titled it the worst storm in the east, but it was really the worst storm of the winter. Coast to coast came into California with all those floods last Wednesday, Thursday. 3 or 4 feet there in Utah and Colorado. That was a real jolt in the arm of those ski resorts. A tremendous severe weather outbreak and those disastrous floods in Kentucky, West Virginia again. And here in the Northeast, the most wind with any storm we've had. The most sleet with any storm we've had. Why don't I show you something kind of cozy before we get into the Arctic details. Vec in no hurry to get out this morning at Jay, Vermont. Passing 336 inches of snow for the season. Up to the first story windows there. Put his feet up this morning. There's no upper mountain lift spinning anyway, right? Picked up about 2 feet in the last 48 hours. And same at Josh's place. Snow up to the first floor windows. The wind is all it can be. These animals going to want to stay out. Can I go out into the wind? Can you still hear me? I got my noise canceling lavalier on. What is wind? Air moving from high to low pressure. And it's a serious storm there over southeastern Canada, deep into 965 millibars from 991 24 hours prior. That's 37 millibars in 24 hours. That's well beyond the criteria for bomb cyclone. And that's the reason this morning that the wind on Mount Washington is sustained at 120 miles an hour, gusting to 139 miles per hour. That is the most wind. High noon. We have to interrupt our regularly scheduled out the door weather and more for this breaking news and do this quick edit. The wind outside is all it can be in Mount Washington, just gusted to 161 miles per hour. It's been probably a decade or more since we've gusted to 161 miles per hour. Bombogenesis to the nth degree, northeast of New England right now. Back to our regularly scheduled out the door weather and more already in progress. Well, one day this year we had a gust to 147. What do you see, Steve? What is it? Steve's attacking the ice. Do it. Get that ice. Get rid of that ice. Rex is like, wow, how long are we going to stay out here? As long as it takes, Rex, as long as it takes. Why don't we go read some of the gauges? I know you guys are kind of tied up here. You're tangled up. I got to go read the gauges. I think what I'm going to do is try not to fall. And I'm going to take Steve's collar off and hope that he just wants to stick around. Rex and I are going to go on walkabout. Rex, we're going to go check some of the gauges over there in the garden. It's almost gardening season, And how much rain did we get? Well, if it were all rain, the liquid equivalent on this storm, more than 2 inches. There you go. Here's the Coco Raz. I picked up more than 2 inches here too. 2.7 inches of liquid equivalent in Millis, Massachusetts. Wow, that's several weeks worth of rain. Of course, it wasn't all rain. It was about 3 or 4 inches of snow. And the sleet won out over the freezing rain, except for in Connecticut. Connecticut ended up with more freezing rain. Real pretty shot there. Can't remember your name. Connecticut Blizzard. Taking the pictures last night. So Connecticut got the ½ inch of freezing rain. I want to go over to my ice bucket, but it's really scary looking walking. So if you stay on the snow, it's a little bit crispier. Yeah. So this doesn't include, remember the old ice bucket had 9 inches, but it broke at the new year. And so now this one's got more than 8 inches in it. So that's about 3 or 4 inches in the last couple weeks. The ice bucket is solid. T-Rex wants to go up the stairs. I got to go down these stairs if I can do it safely. And should be showing something here other than me walking. But we had this thunderstorm last night. I thought the rain was done. I measured it at 8 o'clock, something like 1.9. And then this thunderstorm came in. After most of the precipitation was done, at 8 o'clock last night, we picked up another, looks like a quarter inch of rain in a quick thunderstorm. We had 4 lightning bolts. Wow. And at the same time, Weir in Merrimack, New Hampshire, says that was 2.5 inches of snow. Excuse me. 1.5 inches of snow in 2 hours. I think that's what you said, Weir. And he picked up about 8 inches with about 1.5 inches of sleet. Wow. And he says it's the deepest snow he's had on the ground in years in Merrimack. And also Scott in Old Orchard, Maine, went out there this morning. T-Rex. T-Rex has said, nah, I don't think I'm going to try that, but he wants to go in. I'll let you in a second before I do the forecast. This is the image from Scott in Old Orchard, Maine. He said, those snow maps of 2 weeks ago worked out here. We've got 23 inches of snow on the ground, with another 9 coming in yesterday with only sleet on top, and 49 inches of snow for the season, a little above the climatological average. So those snow maps from a couple weeks ago did work out in parts of New Hampshire and Maine. All right, T-Rex wants to go in. I can't blame him, really. All right, come in over here, T-Rex, come on. The ice everywhere. The front yard, too. I got this video this morning. They're salting the front yard, the streets. There was water running down the driveway last night as the temperature went below freezing. And the driveway is pretty much solid ice. Where I shoveled, yeah, so hard shoveling yesterday. It was like mud. And you want to help out your neighbors too, so come to the neighbors' steps got done. And there was water running down the hill. Yeah. Am I going to do a weather forecast? Eventually. I'm going to hide down here with Steve. Looks like that Thursday storm is going to be a miss for us. It's going to snow in North Carolina again. Pardon me. Yeah, I do have a bit of a rhino virus. I have a winter cold going on right now. I'm working through it, though. I'm playing through it, obviously. And I apologize for my bad voice. The advisories, watches, and warnings, fairly historic. Extreme cold warning in effect. Montana, North Dakota. Extreme cold watch in effect all the way to Texas. Avalanche warning in Colorado. Winter storm warning, Montana, down to Missouri. And winter storm watches in effect all the way to the southeastern United States. And here in the Northeast, we have every kind of watch and winter warning going on right now. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I want to show another cozy picture of the food pantry for deer. In Brownville, Maine, it was still snowing this morning, and it didn't look too windy. That deer has a leaf hanging off its mouth. I just wanted to grab it. I love this webcam. And today, well, it was still snowing, blizzarding in the mountains. Day 49 in a row of New England snow. And look at all those advisories, watches, and warnings just in the state of Maine and New Hampshire, including an avalanche warning on Mount Washington. Wind warning, storm warning, still winter storm warning in northern Maine. For the storm that's departing. And the North Atlantic just full of these bomb cyclones. This one today is the second one. The first one was last Thursday. Second one in a week. And those lows are combining to probably influence what's happened to our forecast for the Wednesday, Thursday storm. The fact that they've stalled and we've got some North Atlantic blocking is going to send that storm sailing south of New England. That's almost a certainty. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'm going to look down at my microphone a little bit. Look at Steve. And why don't we just go to the Canadian, even though none of the models are consistent. Pardon me. Yesterday, there was some promising output from the NAM showing that the storm could still clip southeastern New England. But then this morning, the NAM capitulated to what the Canadian showed us yesterday with the storm going off South Carolina. So, let's go to the Canadian. I think Steve kind of likes this. I just hope you can hear me. I'll talk closer to my microphone and try not to yell. The Canadian shows this massive, extreme cold, high-pressure system coming in from southwestern Canada or central Canada into the north-central United States with this elongated upper-level flow. Those blue lines, see the contours of them? We thought that was going to be a sharper sort of negative tilt trough or cutoff near Ohio, but instead it's very broad from the northern plains to the Great Lakes, and that steers this next system right across Arkansas, more snow for Arkansas and Missouri, and then just north of that blizzard from a month ago, it goes off South Carolina, just like it showed yesterday. It's about a 10-10 low, and then it's deepening rapidly as it sails well south of New England. Now, the Canadian shows a complete miss. Some of the other models show Cape Cod still getting clipped, so I think Cape Cod still may get clipped. Cape Cod being the only place without snow on the ground in New England right now, Cape Cod and the islands. And usually when that happens in this kind of a pattern, we do end up somehow snowing on Cape Cod. Look at Steve is sliding. He's got 4 paws with claws, and he's sliding sideways in the wind. A rare event indeed. So, look at him. He's like, why can't I get a grip on this stuff? Steve, why can't you get a grip on this stuff? What's going on? Not used to it, huh? You want to go in too? Okay. I'll keep the Canadian going while I let Steve in. So this storm misses us. Wow, it's a lot quieter over here. And we have decreasing wind, yay. And what looks like a couple of weak fronts coming at us with just sort of reinforcing cold with another system trying to come up here. What's this? Sunday night and Monday, clipping Cape Cod with snow with a benchmark low next Monday night and Tuesday. Odds are about 49% or less on that happening. And then that pulls out, and you're still left with some new cold coming out of southeastern Canada. Even as most of the nation warms up, looks like we want to stay on the cold side with no big thaw. Yesterday it showed a rainstorm somewhere around somewhere around the 24th, but now it's a colder solution. But eventually it will rain at some point in northern New England. I mean, we had tons of rain yesterday, right? But at Jay Peak, Vermont, it still has not rained one drop in 2025. And I don't think it sleeted yesterday. And most of my friends say there was a lot more than 12 to 14 inches of snow. But what fun is it when it's this windy? It's a good day for shopping, and those that don't like to ski, just staying inside and having a brunch and an indoor, classic, old-fashioned New England winter day Unfortunately, I think the wind hold issues are still going to be here tomorrow. At Stowe, Mount Mansfield, they didn't have even one lift going, even the surface lifts going to start the day today. And then the Meadows carpet opened at about 10:30. So it's tough. It seems like these kind of situations always happen on a holiday, you know, where you get such a windy event. Usually, well, last year it happened in March, didn't it? I was going to say usually it's around Christmas, but last year we had a storm like this around March 11th. So there's still a lot more in the tank. Washington's birthday. He's going to go buy a car or something. Toma's giving away cherry pies, but probably all out by now. And I looked up George Washington's birthday. Originally it was February 11th, and then they changed the calendar to make it February 22nd. But for convenience, we just consider George Washington born on a Monday. What is it? The second Monday or the third Monday in February. We got to have all our holidays attached to weekends. Last night watching that SNL 50th was pretty fun. That was really good, seeing all the celebrities. Our culture, we pretty much all grew up together, so we all have Saturday Night Live in common. And has anyone ever seen Lorne Michaels smile? I can't really lift any of that. But what a long day yesterday. And I did end up making chicken soup. And I'm pretty much exhausted from all the travel and having this little cold and so much weather. I try to document all the weather as much as I can. Taking my gloves off now to focus on a gull that's flying into the wind. And more, just summing up yesterday. What an incredible storm. Unfortunately, it hurts a lot of people too, even though it's a spectacle, and we all love the spectacles that the weather is. All right, here's the Enmore from yesterday. Risk.
The top of a line with Jen. That cliff's ready to drop. I don't know if you can see it. Fracture line right there. They're everywhere. Avalanche warnings are going to go out after this storm's all done. No doubt about it. Yeah. I just skied this yesterday. It's fully reset already. Yoo!
Look at the snowbank for the dog that my nephew Luke helped me make. Wait, where is Luke? In our humongous frickin' igloo, laying down, relaxing on the job.
2:50 p.m. It's raining so hard, it looks like snow. You can hear the raindrops hitting the snow. It sounds like sleet, but it's all liquid. 38 degrees. The ground is saturated. Hopefully that water's going around and not in. I'm not going out there. Maybe in a little while. Oh, and I just noticed the surface of the snow acts like the surface of the earth, and it creates drainage. Sometimes Moulin effect, dimples, but in this case, sort of an alluvial fan type thing. So that's the rainwater following the path of least resistance, making waves in the snow. And we'll have dimples too. You can see some dimples showing up. Moulins. You can see the dimples in the backyard too. It's past 4 o'clock. T-Rex on this not in a hurry Sunday. Oh, sloppy, swampy backyard. Rain's almost over. It's disturbing. I love snow. It's getting dark out just before 5 o'clock. And Dad's old barometer, which doesn't really read that well sometimes, down to 29.2. Remember yesterday it was at 30.4. Still falling. Real low pressure center, and you can almost make out the center of it there. Coming right into Connecticut. Looks like the heaviest rain is exiting eastern Massachusetts. Another batch may come in, maybe with some icing. What do you say, T-Rex? We go take a quick ride around, see how deep the puddles are, and call it a day here. Wind still from the east-northeast, but up just 1,000 feet. The wind is from the southeast, and then 2,000 feet from the southwest, up to 125 miles per hour, way up there in the sky. 55 degrees in Brewster and Falmouth, 39 degrees in Wareham, 37 in Plymouth, 36 in Boston, and 32 in the Connecticut River Valley. And it's not like frigid air about to plunge in, but certainly cold enough for a refreeze. Fascinating. Look at that front right there. T-Rex is skeptical at best about going for a walk. I don't blame you. I'm out of energy though to shovel a path in the front. Yes, and I'm definitely mixing up my words. Donald caught me going for a ride through Boats Burt Yard yesterday. Yeah, that's where the boats keep their Burts. And I did mention it, I didn't get home until past midnight last night. A lot of traveling, a lot of work cleaning up after these storms, huh? And it's much easier here than most places. It's getting dark. Dogs go in circles for a while before they decide what to do. Yeah, Rex, right there, that'll be fine. Okay, next stop. What was that? Plow hitting something. Still gotta do that part. Oh man, this is a glacier. Indeed. I guess it's a little too dark to go much of a tour. I think we'll save the Birch Yard for tomorrow. Hey Andrew, Sophie. So there's usually a pretty good swamp over here in the road or the field. Missy West at school. Play some hockey out there in the yard tomorrow. Well, in February, the snow melts a lot faster. But next few days, that rule does not apply. Maybe later in the week, if we miss that Thursday storm. So this is what it would look like if you did not plow or shovel. This will be rock hard in the morning, or is rock hard now. Donuts, we're done in the snow. The water's not too deep. Oh, here we go. What is it? Over here. Ice breaking. We're ice breaking. We're not going down there. But we will shut off the car and play it out. The time lapse. Time lapse from Cape Cod is too disturbing because it was pouring rain and all the snow melted and it's in the 50s. So we'll do a time lapse from Weymouth, where not all the snow melted and we did not get into the 50s. And changed from snow to sleet at 5 a.m. to rain at 7 a.m. So that's just all rain right there, and fog late in the day. Until tomorrow.